हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज़ माहवाश अजाज। हमेशा की तरह आप मुझे देख रहे हैं मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल के ऊपर, जिसमें मैं बातें करती हूँ टीवी ड्रामों के ऊपर, फिल्म्स के ऊपर और डिफरेंट चीज़ें जो हो रही होती हैं ज़िंदगी में, लाइफ में। तो रिसेंटली मैंने देखी है द बैटमैन विद स्टार्स रॉबर्ट पैटिंसन, एंड टुडे आई वांट टू डिस्कस विद यू के व्हाई इट इज़ आई थिंक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट फिल्म्स आई हैव सीन सो फार. I think it deserves a lot more hype, and I find that Robert Pattinson is such a pleasantly surprisingly good Batman. मतलब उन्होंने जो एक्टिंग की है एज द बैटमैन, विच आई वॉज नॉट रियली एक्सपेक्टिंग कि वो इतनी अच्छी होगी और वो इतने फिट बैठेंगे उस रोल में. बट क्योंकि जो रोल है, ये जो कहानी है, अगर आपको थोड़ा फेमिलियर हुआ बैटमैन की कहानी से, तो बिल्कुल शुरू में जब वो विजिलेंटी हीरो बनते हैं गॉथम सिटी के अंदर, तो उसके वक्त जो उनका एक मिस्ट्री एलिमेंट भी है, एंड ही इज नॉट रियली इन टू द रोल एज येट, लाइक ही इज नॉट रियली एन एस्टैब्लिश्ड सुपर हीरो इन गॉथम. That is when the story is based. Robert Pattinson is not shown as this glorious rich socialite, but actually a guy who's struggling with a lot of questions, and he's still thinking about the death of his family. He's the mystery of his parents' death is still unanswered in the film. It takes a while for the mystery to kind of be solved, so I'm not going to spoil the film for you, but I am going to tell you that this is a film worth watching in the cinema. When I saw that it was going to be like 3 hours, I'd be like, really, do we all have that kind of attention span anymore to spend 3 hours in a cinema about even if it is a superhero film, even though like Avenger films are also pretty long, but so many of the Marvel films, sorry, not the Avenger films, the Marvel films are pretty long as well. But previously Marvel films के अंदर कोई इतने खास अच्छे मज़ेदार किस्म के जो हमें पे आउट्स थे वो नहीं मिले. आई थिंक द लास्ट गुड फिल्म वॉज डेफिनेटली एवेंजर्स एंड गेम, एंड स्पाइडरमैन नो वे होम वॉज ऑल्सो प्रिटी गुड. But when it comes to the Batman, the shoes were really big, and obviously everyone compares it back to the Dark Knight, which has sort of become the pinnacle of how good a Batman film will be. For me, I think that Robert Pattinson sort of fits in really perfectly into that coming of age sort of role. He still looks young and youthful, even though it's not like exactly he's Edward Cullen or Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter, which was like ages ago. But still there's some youthful element to it, or maybe it's our nostalgia, maybe it's the way that we've associated him for all these years. But that twitchy energy that he had, or this, emo, and a lot of people said that it's kind of loosely based on Kurt Cobain as well. So that angsty young man feel is really got it down pat. Even though there are the dialogues are really pithy, it kind of fits into the vibe. There's this film noir feeling going on. There's a very strong vibe of a teenagey angst sort of film, but then that's not really a teenagey angst, because there are some serious questions being asked in that film, whether it's about class divide, whether it's about crime, corruption, doing the right thing, how close heroes and villains are to each other in terms of ideology, what really makes a vigilante, and why not a criminal, or why not an outright criminal, especially when the blacks and whites in terms of morality are so blurred. Also loved Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. We kind of see her as a real superhero, and not really just some comical character, or just somebody there for to kind of give it a female angle. It wasn't just there for tokenism, but actually a developed, well fleshed out character, beautifully done by Zoe Kravitz. All the other actors such as Paul Dano and Jeffrey Wright were also very, very wonderful, as well as Andy Serkis. This screenplay and the direction by Matt Reeves is really spot on. It didn't have a lot of false notes. A lot of people felt that it could have been shorter. A lot of people felt that it was a mixed bag, but for me, I think it was a really enjoyable feature, because I wasn't expecting it to be enjoyable at all, mainly because of the fact that I wasn't sure Pattinson was going to do the job, but he did, and he delivered it in the I think the best possible way that he knew, and that kind of fit in perfectly with the vibe of the film. Like I've said, I also liked that he didn't over buff his body. He still looked young, and he still looked like thinly on the thinly side, as compared to a lot of other actors who have really buffed up and beefed up their bodies, and they kind of start to look unnatural. So you kind of want to see that humanness to the behind the superhero when he takes off the mask. Overall, it's kind of like a mystery thriller. It's not really some sequences of actions for a superhero. That is usually the case in a lot of superhero films. So I really liked the film. I think it's a good 8 or 9 out of 10, I would say. I think it's definitely Paisa Vasool. You should go to the cinema, watch it. And it's films like these which make me feel that, hey, okay, yes, I would want to pay that extra buck to the cinema. It's an IMAX experience, it's a 3D experience. I'm personally not a big fan of 3D, but if you're somebody who's into 3D cinema, I think this is the kind of film that would work in perfectly. Overall, I think that that's the kind of superhero films you also want to be seen on the cinema. You also want to see on cinema because there is that mystery element, a human element, romance, love, family, all those kind of, regular cliches, plus them being dressed up for a big screen experience. Otherwise, smaller movies, you could always watch them on your mobile or on your computer, or on your iPad or your tablet. But the pandemic has really made everyone think about what is really worth their time and their energy and their money, on the big screen. And I think this is definitely one of those films. Full points to Robert Pattinson for sure. I hope to see him in more films. I hope to see similar paces as well. I loved the soundtrack, loved the way that it was built together, loved the way that the city and the cinemascape was built together. Also loved what Pattinson's own take on the Batman was, how he saw the obsession and this death wish and this fact that he really didn't have a direction in the beginning, as is always the case when you are moving or creating something from fresh, and that the journey from Bruce Wayne to Batman was still new in the timeline of this film. So anyway, great film so far. I think it's obviously it's the beginning of many films. So I hope to see Pattinson reprise Batman soon, and looking forward to seeing what the Joker is like. Very creepy, a lot of horror elements, obviously, given the director's history. So the mystery and the horror elements kind of added it, amped it up, made it enjoyable. Looking forward to more films from the same team. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys liked the film, didn't like the film. What did you think? Please go and watch it in the cinemas. It's definitely a film for the cinema. Take care of yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.